In yesterday's session, today is the second session, and good evening to all of you. In yesterday's session, we understood that the mediation process is a win-win situation, and there is improvement in communication and building of relationships. Now, is it that when there are differences or when there is a problem or issue, just going to the mediation table, will that help in resolving the problem? Is that the end goal? It's not as simple as that. There is somebody called the mediator who is facilitating the process of this communication between the two warring parties, and he has a very important role in that he has to control and manage the process without placing either of the two parties, the two people, into the fight on what to do. He has to make them talk, he has to make them decide, and all from the outside. It is important, he has certain qualities that are required. He has to be neutral, not partial to either of the two people. He should not be taking sides. And he has no authority to pass judgment on either of the two people or pass comments. So it is essentially that he has to respect the two people for what they are. So in this, there is a lot of similarity to counseling in that we have this concept called unconditional positive regard in counseling, where we have to respect the person who is coming to us for what he is. So even here, even in mediation, the two people who are into a fight, for whatever reason, they need to be given respect for what they are. For this, there is one very important quality which every mediator should be having. This is the quality of empathy. Now, what is empathy? Empathy is the capacity of a person to go and stand in the place of the other, understand from his perspective. Like for instance, if there are two people into, they're having some differences, the mediator has to go to empathize with one person, understand why he is behaving the way he's doing, why he is talking or thinking the way he's doing. And then he has to come back to his neutral state. And then he has to go to the second person and he has to be empathetic even to that person to understand. Empathy is there in the mediator. He is able to bring about some kind of communication between the two people. So this is how he facilitates. The mediator is a very important person in the mediation process. Now we will be going through a case study which will reflect all these qualities that are required of a mediator and in the mediation process. Yeah, we'll have a look at the slides. So this is a story of 5 people who are marooned in an island. They've been going boating. So there is this mother, there is the husband, And here is the husband's friend. So these 5 people are going sailing in a boat, and the boat gets marooned, and they get to an island where we see the mother is marooned with the sailor. She's not able to find anyone else. The other 3 people are not there. And then let's see what happens next. Did all of you read up the case? Yeah, could you? Okay. Now you give the ranking to the 5 people in ascending order based on what you consider as integrity. Who is the person amongst the 5 people who you consider to be having maximum or most integrity? Yeah, are you done? Yeah. What was your idea, Vandana? Can you tell me?
Ma'am, in terms of giving the highest ranking as 1, I consider mother has the highest integrity.
Why?
Because she somehow wanted to reach her family. So for that, she didn't mind the demand of the sailor, and she agreed to what he said so that she can reach her family. So I feel she has the highest integrity.
Okay. Then why do you think that the husband, he just did not accept her,
husband did not see he did not understand the situation that his wife was in. Certainly he just judged her just by this instance which has happened. So I think he could have been a little considerate to understand her situation being a lone lady with somebody there. So that would have been helpful. I think he didn't try to understand her standpoint.
Yeah. So essentially here, there is a difference in perspective. Like the wife, she has done, the mother, she has given utmost importance to the family from her perspective, while the husband, he did not look at it like that. You know, there's a difference in perspective. So that has given rise to the difference. And what do you think of the daughter?
Daughter, she as she doesn't know what's right and wrong in the last sentence that we saw, she's more confused as to which side to take. She also has failed to understand, I believe, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So Vandana, you tell me who gets the least marks?
I think husband.
Husband gets least marks for not standing. Why? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your perspective. Now, Bharati Yadav, can you tell me who gets the most marks according to you?
Good evening, ma'am. Even I feel same. I'll agree with Vandana, ma'am. The mother gets the highest marks.
Okay. So you agree on that. And who do you think gets the least marks?
The least marks, according to me, it's husband's friend.
Okay, husband's friend.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. See, now it's a difference in perspectives between two people. Vandana thinks the husband should be getting least marks, and Bharati thinks, the husband's friend should be getting least marks. So, in that particular situation or context, each person is, we have to understand the person in that particular point in time and take the process forward. This essentially is the learning of this exercise. And this was shared with us in the Singapore Mediation Center. And, in fact, in my slides, I had given credit to it. It was not visible. So, I found this case quite interesting. Normally, I write my cases myself, but this was far too good. Okay, now let's see the next slide. Yeah. Now look at this person here. He is saying, "Acha hua, chhata lekar nikla tha, varna bhig jata," and he's so happy. See, on one side, you see him wading in the water, and he's happy going with the chhata on his head because, according to him, his head is covered. This, it shows how the perspective matters. For us, the perspective is different. For him, he's happy with the chhata. That essentially is the central theme of mediation. The perspectives matter, and empathy to the perspective of each person when the two people are different, having an issue or a problem. Understanding or empathy for that person in that situation is very important. Yeah. So with this, we close the discussion for today of the case. Now we'll have a short video clipping of a film, The Breakup, in which, there is, let's have a look at that. There are two people living in a condo and they are not able to get along. It's a very interesting scene. And then they want to move out, and there is a realtor sitting there. It looks like a mediation scene, but here again, the woman says some things, the man says some things. Each has problems, so they have to settle it amicably and come to a resolution process. So let's have a look at that film.
At first, I figured that the split was just something temporary, something that you two would work out and get past. But after tonight, I think it's pretty clear that you two genuinely do not want to get back together.
There's not a shot in hell.
Gary, I got you. As your friend and as your realtor, I'm not going to leave here tonight until we decide what to do about this condo, because this living situation is obviously not working out. Gary.
Well, the only logical thing that I can think of is for her to move out of the condo and then to pay me some sort of a penalty as compensation for the labor that I did all around the condo.
What? Pay you compensation for your labor? We fixed this place up together.
Are you nuts? I fixed it. What you went around with a sponge and you went in the bathroom and you dotted foofy shit.
That's what you're saying that I did. That's called aesthetics. It warmed this place up so it didn't look like an army barracks, which was about to.
I'll tell you what it's called in his language: depreciated. That's what it's called. Unless the next buyer happens to have your same Zulu voodoo land taste.
All right.
Let me tell you something else. It's going to cost money to cover up the holes in the wall. The holes that you drilled in the wall there to hang up whatever that thing is called.
Oh,
you're going to have to cost money to fix that. What I did, Brooke, has concrete value to the condo. I added concrete. Well, let's just go on record. We're dealing with facts here. I did the tiling in the bathroom.
Have you seen?
I did the new track lighting. I did the plumbing.
The plumbing.
That's realty terms.
Let's talk about your plumbing. This is this place. We have two temperatures in our bathroom. We get either scalding hot or we get frostbite. That's it. That's all we get.
It's my problem that she doesn't know how to pace a shower. All of a sudden, that's my fault.
I get 1 minute to take a shower.
1 minute.
1 minute of
Oh,
work.
Jesus.
That's it.
1 minute.
That's
Thank
correct.
God you're not in charge of keeping all the clocks in Chicago on time. This is basic logic.
are out
Let
of
me
your
explain
mind.
this to
You
you
have lost
in plain
it.
chapter
Shut
and
up.
verse.
Cheese and rice, you guys are gonna kill each other. Now let's just, realistically speaking, neither one of you can afford this mortgage on your own, okay? And that's a shame, because this building will continue to increase in value. I get nothing but phone calls about it, all right? Waiting for a unit to open up. So as your realtor, the last thing I would suggest is selling. But as your friend, I don't see any other solution. You take your halves, you go your separate ways, and you get on with your lives. I know that selling is not the easiest thing, but I do think that it's the best. And to be honest, this is a situation where I would just as soon not take a commission.
It's great.
It's great.
Thank you for that.
I wish I didn't have to, but company policy says I cannot waive that. But I was just, I'm saying in theory, in this situation, because we're friends, I wish I could waive it. No can do, though.
And so they make up. Yeah? Okay. So that's the end of today's session. Thanks for being there. Yeah. So we'll take care of all the whatever. Yeah. Thank you.